So we have in a rectangular coordinate plane, the straight line is cut the x-axis and the y-axis at point A and point B. What's the meaning of cut the x-axis and y-axis? Savannah. Senef. Okay, so Ria, what's the meaning of cut the x-axis and y-axis? So intersect with them. So cut the x-axis means that the y is equal to, at the x-axis, the line is like this, isn't it? Cut the x-axis means the y value should be 0. And then you cut the y-axis means the x is equal to is 0. It's still here, so it's 0 here. Understand? So first of all, you need to write it down. So cut the x-axis means y is equal to 0. You cut the y-axis means x is equal to 0. So that's something to be remembered. Okay? So let P be the moving point. When you see this moving point, means this is a locus equation, isn't it? This means this is a locus equation, locus questions. And now we have the P is equidistant from A and B. What's this mean? When you have P is equidistant from A and B, then the shape is being looks like, what's that? This is A, this is B. If we have a point, it's a moving point, it's equidistant from these 2 points, then the locus is going to be it's in the middle. Can it be here? Can it be here as well? Can it be above? So it's going to be so that's going to be a perpendicular bisector. Jamnit, you can't just write talk as perpendicular to AB, because this is the perpendicular bisector. Okay, understand? So part A, we have this is the perpendicular bisector. Okay, so how are we gonna find out the equation of it? So you can see from here, if you want to find out the equation of the torque is a straight line, isn't it? So John, if you want to find the equation of a straight line, what you need to have?
Straight line. Have the coordinate of A and B.
Okay, so just in general, you need to find the equation of a straight line. You need to fulfill 2 conditions. You need to have a point passing through by the torque. Okay, and the second one is, we are remembered, if you want to find out a straight line equation, you can either have 2 points or you have 1 point together with the slope. Remembered? So remember now, okay? If you want to find out the equation of straight line, you need to have a 1 point coordinate, and then you have the slope. Okay? So now, this is the equation we want to find. Do we have the slope? Do we have the point? No, we have nothing. So this line is passing through this point, isn't it? What's this point?
19.
No, what's this point? It is the midpoint. It's the midpoint of. It's the midpoint of which 2 points? A and B. It's the midpoint of AB. So do we have the coordinates of A and B? No, we don't have it as well. So how are we going to find it? So go back to here. We can see from here. Originally, we have this is line L. It's cut the x-axis and y-axis. And the point A is the x-intercept. And point B is the y-intercept. Okay? So how are we going to find it out? So because we have 3x minus 5y minus 150, if we want to find out the x coordinates, we need to substitute If we want to find out the x-intercept, then we need to substitute what is equal to 0?
X.
Y equal to 0. X-intercept.
Oh, you want
X-intercept means that the y is equal to 0. Okay? You see x-intercept, y is equal to 0. This is your x-intercept, isn't it? So the y must be equal to 0. So you substitute y is equal to 0 into the equation. Then what are you going to have? So we have 3x minus 150 is equal to 0. Then I solve the equation, I have x is equal to 50. 50. So that the coordinates of A is going to be the x is 50, the y is 0.
Oh, 50.
50, 0. Okay? Then you do the similar thing for point B. You need to substitute. What?
Substitute x equals
X equal to 0. And you two go to the back. 1, 2, 3. You go to the back. 成隻蚊咁喺度嘈。So you substitute x equal to 0. So real y can substitute x equal to 0. Because that's the y-axis, is cut the y-axis. That's the y-intercept. Okay? So I substitute x is equal to 0. So I have into L. So I have. You go. So starting from today, you go toilet. Don't need to tell me, okay? So I substitute x is equal to 0. So I have negative 5y minus 150 equal to 0. Then I have 5y is equal to negative 150. So y is equal to negative 30.
Is it 5y equal to 150 because you move it to the right?
You're moving to the right. You still have this on the left. And I swap the left and right. Okay? So that the point B is equal to, what's the coordinates of B?
0, 30.
0, 30. 0, negative 30. Okay for you? Okay. Oh, where's Eddie's paper? That's just, oh, your drawer. Okay, so now we finish the point A and point B. Question 10. Okay, Savannah, you okay with this? Okay? You two okay? Jungwoo okay? So now I can back to this graph. So I have the point A is 50, 0, and point B is 0, negative 30. So because I have this point, 2 point already, can I find out the midpoint? Ria, what is the midpoint formula?
X, y, 2 minus y over.
No. So remember it. The midpoint formula. Midpoint formula giving you midpoint formula. It's x1 plus x2 divided by 2. That's the x coordinates, and the y coordinates is y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Okay, that's the midpoint formula. Okay? So now I have the point A, which is 50, 0, and B is 0, negative 30. Then what is the midpoint? John, what's the midpoint?
midpoint is 50 plus 0 over 2.
50 plus 0 over 2. And then what is the y coordinate?
0 minus 30.
0 plus minus 30 divided by 2. So use your calculator, you have the midpoint is equal to 25, negative 15. Can you understand? Am I okay? So now, I have the point passing through by the top. But do we have the slope of the torque. Then how we find out the slope? So Ria, what can you do? Yes, you can using the slope formula, but the slope formula can only find out the slope of AB. But how are you going to find out the slope of the torque? The only condition that we have is they are perpendicular. Remember, if two lines are perpendicular, then
90.
yes, 90 degrees, but the formula that I want. If two lines are perpendicular, then the slope times together is equal to
360.
so remember it, okay? So if L1 perpendicular to L2, so they remembered? Then M1 times M2 is equal to
Oh, -1.
-1. That's the thing to remember. Okay? If L1 is perpendicular to L2, then we have M1 times M2 is equal to -1. So what is the MAB? So what is the slope of MAB? So what is the slope of AB? It's equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, isn't it? Then we can, using this slope formula, can calculate 0 minus -30 divided by 50 minus 0. Savannah, remember this one? Then can you remember that? This is the slope formula. Okay, so that's giving you 3 over by 5. Alright, so we have the slope of AB is equal to 3 over 5. Then what is the slope of the torque? We can say because torque is perpendicular to AB, so the slope of the torque times the slope of AB should be equal to
-1.
-1. So the slope of torque times 3 over 5 is equal to -1. So that the slope of the torque is equal to -5 over 3.
Is that the negative reciprocal?
Negative reciprocal. Alright, so next part. As we have the slope of the torque is equal to -5 over 3, together with the point, the midpoint, is equal to 25, -15. So can we find out the straight line equation now?
Yeah.
How we find out the straight line equation? We can let the torque be y equal to mx plus c, isn't it? That's the straight line equation. And what's the slope? What's the slope of the torque? -5 over 3. So I replace the m by -5 over 3 and plus the c. And because 25, -15 passes by the torque, so I can substitute 25, 15 into the torque. So I can replace the y by
-15.
-15. is equal to negative 5 over 3 times x. What is the value of x?
25.
25 plus c. So you can have the c is equal to use your calculator, c is equal to negative 80 over 3.
Yeah.
No, it's not negative, it's positive. Positive 80 over 3.
Oh,
It's negative 18 plus 5 times 25 divided by 3. So the equation of the torque is going to be y equal to negative 5 over 3x plus 80 over 3. Okay?
it's positive.
Can you get positive? Negative 15 plus this.
Oh.
Okay?
Negative 170 over 3.
What yeah? Negative 15 plus 5 times 25 divided by 3. You come and press for me.
That's how it is.
Why you press like this? This moving to the left becomes positive already.
Oh. Never mind.
Okay? Alright, Papi. Papi is saying that it is given that torque, cut the x-axis at point D. So find the equation of the circle with AD is the diameter. So torque cut the x-axis at point D. So Ria, what's the meaning of cut the x-axis? Intersect the x-axis. So what is equal to what? Y is equal to 0. So for Papi, I just have the torque is equal to y equal to negative 5 over 3x plus 80 equal to 80 over 3, isn't it? That's the torque equation we have found in part A. Okay? So now we substitute y is equal to 0 to find the D's coordinates. So I have 0 is equal to negative 5 over 3x plus 80 over 3. Now I solve the equation, I have 5 over 3x equal to 80 over 3. So that x is equal to 16. Now what's the coordinates of D? So D's coordinates is going to be 16. That's the is 0. It's cut the x-axis, so the y must be 0. Okay, now AD is the diameter. AD is the diameter. So the point A, what is the coordinates of A? Remembered? The coordinates of A is 50, 0. 50, 0. And the coordinates of D is 16, 0. This is the diameter. Then what is the radius? What's the length of the diameter? Distance formula. Do you really need to use the distance formula? This is on a same horizontal line. Just 50 minus 16. Okay? So the diameter is equal to 50 minus 16, giving you 34. So the radius is equal to 34 divided by 2, giving you 17. And then what I need, this is A, this is D. And this is the circle. To find the circle equation, what is the format of the circle equation? Which one you want to use? Do we have another point here?
Don't we have the radius?
We have the radius, so why don't we just using x what squared plus what squared equal to what squared? X minus x squared plus y minus k squared equal to r squared. So what are we missing now? We still want a center, isn't it? So AD is the diameter. So where is the center?
Middle.
It's in the middle, so it's the midpoint of AD, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
So the center is going to be the midpoint of AD.
25 minus
25. A is 50, D is 16. How you find the midpoint?
Oh, never mind.
Ria, what's the midpoint formula?
X1 X2
Over 2. So x1 plus x2 over 2. So 50 plus 16 over by 2. Then 0 plus 0 divided by 2. So giving you 33, 0. So now I have the center, now I have the radius, so just substitute in. So x minus 33 squared plus y squared equal to 17 squared. Okay, you don't need to expand the brackets. Okay? So this type of question is the easy type question in A2. You should get it. Okay? At least A1, okay? At least A1. Describe the geometric relationship. When you see geometric relationship, you just write perpendicular bisector if you don't know what to do. Okay? I'll skip 11 first. How many time I have? So I want to talk about question 13 first. So 12 and 11, I will give you the solution video, okay? So before we do this question, you must remember something, okay? The dividend is equal to divisor times quotient plus question 13, remainder. Okay? My friend, F is the dividend. Okay, listen, my friend is disqualified. It's not good enough, disqualified, which is Rajneet. Okay? My friend is means equal. My friend is disqualified, who is Rajneet. Okay? I use Rojan for form 4. Okay? Understand? So that's the thing we need to understand. Okay? So after that, we have fx is this, and we have gx is this. So now read the questions. When gx is divided by fx, the quotient is qx, the remainder is rx. So gx is the dividend or the divisor. Ria, gx is the dividend or the divisor. Dividend. So the dividend is equal to divisor times quotient plus r, isn't it? So our f this time is actually the dividend, which is gx. So the gx is equal to fx is the divisor. So I can write fx times QX plus
Remainder.
the remainder RX. So that's the equation we can have, isn't it?
Yeah.
And after that, it says given that Rx is equal to 2QX, which means I can replace the Rx by 2QX. So now I have Gx is equal to Fx times Qx plus 2QX. Okay? So now I can take the Qx as the common factor. So I have Gx is equal to Fx is equal to Qx times what? Times the Fx plus 2. I take out the Qx as the common factor, so what we left just Fx plus 2. And Abby, Q of x is a function. It's not Q times x.
I just saw QX.
He just write Qx and then he used the Qx times the Fx becomes 21x times Q. Jesus. Q bracket x is a function. Okay, it's a thing. Okay, you can't using the coffee machine times the coffee. You can put the coffee dao into the coffee machine, becomes coffee. Okay? So now I can substitute all of the things that we have. So I have ax4 minus 33x cubed plus bx squared plus bx plus c is equal to, what is qx? Qx just qx. And then times fx, which is 21x cubed minus 2x squared minus 8x minus 8 minus 2. And then remember to plus the 2. Plus 2. Okay? Yes?
QX takes mx plus n.
Later. Is this okay for all of you? Stop until here? Okay? F is equal to remember that.
Q
Okay.
plus R.
Okay, my friend is disqualified who is red meat. Okay? So now it's something to think. What is the maximum power here? 4. This is a power 4 polynomial. What is the polynomial here? 3. So this qx must be the power must be just 1. So I let the qx is equal to hx plus k. Okay? Ria, understand why I can do this? Because this is the polynomial by power 3, power 1 times polynomial 3. Then you can get the maximized polynomial of power 4. Okay, what if this is a quadratic equation? Then what is here? That should be a quadratic as well, the power 2 quadratic equation as well. Okay? So now I replace the qx by hx plus k. So I copy down the rest. It's equal to hx plus k times 21x cubed minus 2x squared minus 8x minus 2 plus 2 giving you
0.
0. So it's done. Okay? Then I have ax4 minus 33x cubed plus bx squared plus 8x plus c. So what's the next step to do? We have something, a long thing is equal to something times something. So I need to expand the bracket and then compare the
Coefficient.
expand and compare. Okay? So I expand the bracket, so I have hx times this, times this,
Why
times
not
this.
mx plus n?
I don't want to answer you. You can using jx plus w. You can use whatever you want. Okay? You can use star x plus a heart. Okay? You can use whatever you want. You know what's the meaning of this J? It's John. John x plus Wu. So I expand the brackets. I have 21h x to the power of 4 minus 2h x cubed minus 8h x squared. Okay? And now I'm using this times this, this times this, and this times this. So do I still write here?
No.
I just can write this as x cubed, isn't it? So I can plus 21k x cubed. And then I minus 2k x squared minus 8kx. Okay? So combine the similar terms. I can have 21x to the power 4 plus 21k minus 2h x to the power 3 plus negative 8h minus 2k x squared minus 8k x. So that should be equal to ax4 minus 33x cubed plus bx squared plus 8x plus c. So bear in mind, which two unknowns is something that we really want to find out?
X?
I want to find out, the question is asking the quotient and the remainder, isn't it? Our quotient is hx plus k. So we only want to find out the h and k. So can I use this one?
No.
Because there's an a. Can I use this one?
Yes.
Yes, so I write it down. So I have 21k minus 2h equal to negative 33. This is my first equation. And then can I using this?
No.
Can I use this?
Yeah.
Yes. So I can write down negative 8k equal to 8. So that k is equal to negative 1. Then I can just substitute in to our k. So we have 21 times negative 1 minus 2h equal to negative 33. So negative 2h is equal to negative 33. This is negative 1 times 21 giving negative 21. Moving to the right becomes plus 21.
Negative 12.
So h is equal to negative 12 divided by negative 2 giving you 6. So our quotient is equal to hx plus k, so 6x minus 1. And remainder, remember what is the remainder? The remainder is equal to 2 times the qx, isn't it? The remainder is 2 times the qx. So the answer should be equal to 12x minus 2. Okay? These 3 marks is a little bit hard to get. But still, this type of question is something you can do. Because just using expanding the brackets, compare the coefficient, those junior topics, isn't it? Okie dokie. Okay, still alive. Savannah is like, why I'm still here. My life is like, I don't want to do math. Why you keep asking me to do it? I just want to sleep. I saw your drawings, very good. Do you take VA? Oh, really? Self-studied? Alright, so part B. They're asking about... Wow, 頭痛. So someone is claiming that the gx equal to 0 has 2 irrational roots. So first of all, into starting from, so we consider gx is equal to 0, isn't it? So what is gx again? Do we need to use this?
No.
So starting from the left part, I have gx is actually equal to the quotient times this whole thing, isn't it? So you can say it's equal to this.
Oh.
So you can just copy down the whole thing, and I say it's equal to 0, isn't it? And what is the h and k? It's 6x minus 1 times 21x cubed minus 2x squared minus 8x equal to 0. So, what's this? Is there any common factor? X is the common factor, so I can take out the x as the common factor. Then what I left, just the power can decrease by 1, so x squared minus 2x minus 8 equal to 0. So now we have 3 things times together equal to 0, isn't it? So we have x is equal to 0, or 6x minus 1 equal to 0, or 21x squared minus 2x minus 8 equal to 0. So for this one, x is equal to 1 over 6. This is, what's this?
That's quadratic.
Quadratic equation, so you can using formula 01. So using formula 01, you can have the x is equal to equal to 2 over 3 or 4 over 7. Negative 4 over 7. So the roots are
Rational.
0, 1 over 6, 2 over 3, negative 4 over 3. They are all
Oh, rational.
all rational. What's the definition of rational?
Fraction. It can be a fraction.
It can be a fraction. So can 0 be a fraction? 0 can be written as 0 divided by 1. It's I told you before,
Yeah.
all who said no, it's bloody Japanese. All the integers are rational. Okay? All the integers are rational. Okay? So do you agree?
No.
So do not agree. You can see from here, part B, very easy. But part B you have 4 marks. But for part A, you do a lot of things. It's only 3 marks. But if you can do part A, this 4 marks is for free. So you have to understand this topic. You must understand it. Okay? In A2, so can you give me some name of the topic in A2? What we have?
Quadratic equation.
No. Polynomials. Variation. Locus. Circle equations.
Areas and volume.
Areas and volume.
Locus.
Those are like math exam is like open book already.
This is open book and other one closed book, isn't it?
It's actually open book already. All of the topic, every single year is the same. You have the similar questions again and again. Okay? Practice really can make perfect. But when you practice, you need to go through to your brain. Or else it's just like, practice, perfect. Okay?
Yeah.
And if you want to learn, it's practice makes perfect into your head.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, understand?
Hey, you think about that.
Huh? Yeah. Oh.
That's crazy.
I knew the answer here. Why are you copying from it?
I was like, why you guys not copying?
Because yesterday I taught those 3 already for the whole part.
Wow.
A2. They left around 6:30.
Yeah. Well, where did you do?
Here, 1, 2, 6.
Why didn't you do?
All right. I'm not going to teach something new, but I want to let you know. All right, all of you listen, just listen. Who give up question 14a? Did you read the questions?
I only understand from the other one I didn't understand.
14a is enough. 3 marks. Give me your paper. You see, Eddie, how many times you need to do for this question A? Question A. You need to use 10 minutes.
2 minutes. Bro, that's only 2 minutes question.
Eddie can do it. That not that mean. Eddie can do it. Then most of you can do it.
Yeah.
He is the lower quarter.
We don't have upper time. We don't even have median.
No, we always have upper quadrant.
The median is the maximum.
Yeah, repeat it with the maximum.
So why don't you give it up? Huh? 1, 2, 3, do, re, mi, Zenith.
Oh, why?
Abby, why you give it up? Ria, you can do it as well. I told you time management.
Yeah, but
Huh? In BFS, we learn about risk management. If you put all of the time in question 13A, question 6, it's a lot of risk. You need to management the risk. You need to think about which mark is easy to get. Which marks need you have a lot of time to get it. Okay? And also, question 16A, sum of roots, product of roots, you actually get it. Okay? Question 13A, 17A. Did you see the questions? Huh? 2 marks. It's just applying a formula. Huh? Applying the formula and solve it. Can't you get it? Okay? Understand what I mean? And question 18. Eddie. Very good.
Oh, I know.
You see? You get it wrong?
I didn't do it.
Huh? So some of you do question 18. Oh, very good, John Wu. John X plus W. Okay, you see, it's just a arithmetic sequence and function. Subset. And solve the equation. How you solve the equation? Program O1.
Yeah.
The last question. Are you gonna do it?
You should
Huh?
have done it.
You know what? When you get the paper, okay, let me finish something. You know we have the time to check the paper, isn't it? Before we start, we said, so now you can check the paper to make sure there's no missing pages. Then what you need to do you see that there no missing pages? No. You see the question, you can have 5 seconds for each page. Okay? Alright, what I'm gonna do is, alright, when you check for the paper, index flow, change of subject, approximation, inequality, and percentage, ratio, circle, and then similar triangle, statistics, the stem and leaf diagram. And then we have, this is something I need to pay attention. This is locus. And then this is statistics. This is something easy, so we're going to do this first. Okay, and then this is variation. It's easy, I need to do this first. And then this is polynomial. This is something I can do, must do it. And then this is mensuration. And then I can try to do part A. I can definitely do part A. Okay? And this is probability. For part A, I can definitely do it. Okay? And what's this? 16, I don't know what's this, so skip it first. This is trigonometry. I can't do part B for sure, but I can definitely do part A. Okay? And then this is part 18. This is arithmetic sequence. I get a general idea. What's the question talk about? You must to check how many questions are there. Abby, what I said? You must check how many questions are there in total. Among 14 years of the paper, they have 19 questions. But there's 1 year, 2017, there's 20 questions. And Zheng Yi, she forgot to see the last question. She skipped that question. And it's hard, but for her, she can actually do some. But she skipped the whole question. So you need to check how many questions they have in total. Maybe in the last you were blanket, but
So what level did she get?
none of your business. The level that you can get.